away a little bit earlier than I expected.
Oh, I'm glad. Sit down, darling. It's nice of you to come over. I wanted to ask you a couple of questions.
Sure. But what?
Indian Head. Do you remember the therapist that worked at Indian Head Hospital just before Natalie Dearborn?
Mrs. Foster. I knew her pretty well. And her family. They used to come in the diner a lot.
Yeah. She had some kind of accident, didn't she?
She was killed.
Car crash?
Well, she was alone in the car, but it wasn't a crash. As near as they figured, she just drove off the road. But the sheriff said that the brakes went bad, and I never bought it. I thought that was kind of a strange explanation.
Why, darling? Those are dangerous roads, hairpin turns.
Yeah, I know, but she knew those roads. She was born and raised there. She could have driven those roads in her sleep.
With bad brakes?
That's my point. Her brother was an auto mechanic, and he used to check her car regularly. There was no way that he would let a sister drive around with bad brakes.
Well, what about the investigation? Didn't the sheriff look the car over or anything?
There wasn't much left to look over. The car fell almost 75 feet. It was totaled.
Well, that must have been quite a shock to everybody.
It was a shock for us. You know, when you look at it from your point of view, it wasn't that bad.
What? I don't understand.
Well, when they lost Mrs. Foster, they had to replace her, and that's when you met Natalie. I mean, you always said that she was real good for you. It was wonderful.
Oh, that's right. Sure, she was. And I think Natalie Dearborn is the reason that I'm walking around today instead of just laying prone, alone.
That's what I mean. It was luck.
Yep, it was luck. What is this, another raid, or you got the troops out here, or what?
No, I'm just here to ask you a few questions about your leg.
Why?
It's part of my investigation regarding Hector Gerald's death.
You think my leg killed him? I thought it was suicide.
Yeah, well, so it seems. At the time that we found the body, you were at the hospital visiting Natalie, I believe.
Yes, I had an appointment with her to check on a small injury.
And did she?
Yeah, she did. It was nothing.
It's my understanding that she treated the injury, then had an appointment and left, and that you waited around for her to come back.
So?
Well, so maybe the injury wasn't that minor. Otherwise, why would you wait all that time?
Well, actually, we never resumed the treatment because she injured her hand.
I know. But still, you waited at the hospital, expecting more treatment.
Mr. Commissioner, I don't find that unusual. I mean, I do have family working at the hospital, my sister, my aunt.
How long does a therapy session with Natalie generally last?
Robert, what is this about?
How long?
Half hour.
But this was a new injury. It must have required more time.
I told you it was nothing.
Well, I'm afraid that neither are your answers. Unless, of course, you're covering for Natalie. I mean, being a friend of yours and all.
Covering what?
You tell me.
No, you tell me. You know me well enough to know that I do cover for my friends. I always have. I always will. But,
What?
Well, these days, Robert, it's very difficult to know who your friends are. Don't you find that?
There'll be no more questions just at the moment.